People are willing to pay a lot more for unique experiences than you think. And just because it's unique and it's valuable doesn't mean it necessarily costs you a lot to provide. One of the biggest opportunities in this industry is leveraging the cost value arbitrage that occurs from the experiences that you can provide and what people are willing to pay for them. And what I mean by that is a lot of people look at value and they prescribe a price to it based upon comparables, right? So if you go to a hotel in the city, you expect a certain level of standard. And when something is below that, it's worth less. But when you come out into nature, especially for people that are not normally interacting with nature, there's a much wider disparity between the value that they prescribe to something and what it costs you to provide that. And so with glamping, it's a great opportunity to provide unique experiences that don't cost you an arm and a leg to provide, but the guest is willing to pay an arm and a leg because it's entirely unique for them. Case in point, here's a wellness tent. The tent itself costs about $4,000 or $5,000. The infrastructure, the boardwalk, the platform here was another few $1,000s. And so all in, maybe this is about a $10,000 investment, but now this is our spa. And if you think about what it costs to, say, build a spa, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so this is a very rough example, but it illustrates the point that people, when they're coming out to a glamping experience, they're expecting nature. Everything that we do, it's all about creating a unique experience. And nature is providing a tremendous amount of value that's allowing people to ratchet up what they perceive as value and therefore spend what they would spend at, say, a luxury 5-star resort in a city, but at a Glampground for a fraction of the cost that it costs to install them. One thing that we did at Ferncrest that was really important to me, because I feel like when I grew up camping, I was always camping at places that didn't have parking right by the campsite. But then in my adult life, I started to go camping and I realized most campgrounds have cars parked right next to the campsite itself. What I really wanted to do here was open up this entire area here. So this is the parking lot for Ferncrest where everybody parks at. I think a lot of people that heard about it online or I talked to push back and they said, well, that doesn't seem very convenient. I was like, well, neither does hearing a car outside of your tent or worrying about your children playing outside. You're actually starting your experience at Ferncrest in a very different way. It sets the tone right off the bat. I'm grabbing a cart. I'm loading up my stuff. I'm walking through a beautiful, peaceful campground to my campsite. Ferncrest has caught your attention. And then everything else that comes after that builds on that and it compounds and it grows. The other thing that's right at the entranceway that really helps set the tone is our camp store. Don't mind these boxes here. We're doing a little bit of work right now. The camp store is an amazing experience because you see it when you drive in. It's exclusive. It's only open to campground guests. So you have a code. It is entirely self-service. So the lights turn on when you open the door. Everything in here is honor system. A lot of people also have said, oh, are you worried about theft? Oh, that's a bad idea. I don't think that's true. I think everybody that's here is here because they're yearning for a new experience. They want something different. And when they walk into here, and they know that this is built for them, that this is an experience for them, they're trustworthy. Everything in here is built to make you feel those nostalgia camp vibes and also be able to do things experiential with your family. So little games, people will buy this type of stuff because if the kids are needing something, a lot of people that come out of the city, they don't have things like headlamps or even flashlights. So they come in here, they grab a headlamp, and they also want to take souvenirs away. So we got a lot of things that have Ferncrest on it. We built this camp store because we wanted to monetize this building, and it's now generating anywhere from $400 to $500 a night on a full night, which is crazy, by the way, largely driven by things like firewood and ice. But the value that the customer gets out of it is the memories of staying at Ferncrest. Here's one of our dome tents, and this is probably the most popular unit that we have because not only does it have an amazing experience with dome itself, but it also comes with electricity, which includes air conditioning. So in the summertime, it's great because you can stay cool. In the wintertime, we also have a heater. It also comes with a mini fridge and a microwave, as well as a little hot water kettle for heating up water to make coffee and tea. The experience that we're trying to go for in the dome tents is to still give people a campy experience. As you can see, there's no bathroom in here, so they do have to go to a common bathroom facility, but they get a lot of the luxuries that they want to be comfortable. And that's the key. People are willing to go out on a ledge and do things like walking to a bathroom or making a fire and cooking on it outside, but they want to have a really beautiful bed. They want to have air conditioning and they want to be safe. And this gives them almost a hotel room experience while still being able to say they're going camping. This here is a wood-fired hot tub, and this is a huge part of the experience when you rent a dome tent at Ferncrest. And although hot tubs aren't for everyone, it is amazing how much people are willing to pay extra for a hot tub experience. So on average, we attribute about $50 in nightly rate increase because of a hot tub. Not only does this increase the nightly rental rate, but they also end up buying firewood to heat it, which is a double whammy for the business of Ferncrest. Behind every tent, we have a rustic fire pit. And this was essentially no cost to build because we have a very rocky campground, but this is reflective of just how simple things can be at a Glampground, because at the end of the day, if we had a fancy metal fire pit, I don't think we would get as much excitement or credit for something as simple as this. Again, this is back to the expectations of what somebody is wanting to experience versus how much it costs you to provide. And the value that somebody gets from building their own fire when they come out camping is far greater than anything we could ever do if we provided them something that was pre-built for them. Those actions, those physical things that you do when you come to an experience like this is what makes this memorable. It's what people are actually wanting. How much it costs you to provide something and what they're willing to pay it really expands and makes your business a lot more profitable, like it is at Ferncrest, in a meaningful way that I can't really even pinpoint, because the willingness of people to actually experience nature through their own actions and their own eyes is what really sets it apart in an experience like this. Here is a beautiful wood-fired sauna, and the only source of heat that it has is the fire that's made right there in that stove. So this doesn't have to have any infrastructure put out here. You can put it anywhere on your property. The reason for it being revenue generating is not because we want to monetize every element of this experience, but it's because we offer free firewood with it. As in free, but not really free because you're paying for the overall experience. And that's how we moderate, because if it was a free for all, the bookings and the management and the sort of privacy and exclusivity that we want to provide for people wouldn't be there. It costs $20 a session, which is an hour long, and it comes with all the firewood that you could possibly need that goes into the stove on the inside of the sauna. And that's it. It's a great way to help monetize the firewood, which is, again, a big margin builder at Ferncrest, but also help moderate the number of people that are going to use it in the course of a day. One thing's for sure, families are an important part of a camping experience, and it doesn't mean you have to have a $100,000 playground to be successful. This here is a swing set. We have a little climbing wall. We have digger toys, and then we have a really cool bear. And all in all, this entire section probably cost us less than $10,000, which I know is a lot of money, but at the core of it is an experience that when the family arrives and the kids run out here and they spend an hour playing here, that's really priceless. And I know that from having kids of my own. So give them some selective things to do and then allow nature to really do the rest of the work. The experience then intertwines into something that parents can enjoy as well, which is over here in the pavilion. We have barbecues and we have a covered area. So you have family being able to hang out here, you have kids being able to play here, and all in all, it's the simple things at a Glampground that make for the biggest results. The experience that we want to give people when they stay at Ferncrest is a true camp experience, but with some of the modern amenities that they're used to. So people love food trucks, they love food carts. So we have lattes, cappuccinos, you name it, coming out of this cart. And then right here, we have hand-scooped ice cream. So although the camp store has things like pre-prepared ice creams, there's really something nostalgic and fun and summery about going up to this window and ordering a scoop of ice cream. And those are things that really don't cost a ton of money to provide. This trailer itself was reclaimed and we put some money into renovating it. Although these are high margin items, coffee and ice cream both command a really nice profit margin on the actual product itself. It does become harder to be profitable with operations because of the labor involved in running these. But all in all, there are some things that you do at a business like this that aren't always about the profit, they're about the experience. And the more things that we can layer in to the experience for the customers here, the more they share with friends, the more they talk about it online, the more they post pictures on Instagram. These are the moments, these things, the playground, the trailers, the hot tub, the sauna, all of those things compound. And they compound and they create that delta, that arbitrage, if you will, between what it costs you to provide it and what they're willing to pay for something. And that's where the winning equation is in a business like a Glampground. And that's what I think we've nailed here at Ferncrest. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. We'd love to see you around.